Call this meeting, the Carthage City Council to order. Chief Martin, if you would please give the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come together tonight to honor you and serve this community in a way that would be pleasing to you. We thank you, Father, for your grace and ask your forgiveness when we fail. Right now, Father, I ask that you bless those gathered here with your wisdom and discernment so that the leadership provided will bring glory to your kingdom and your little one in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Miranda, if you'd please call the roll.
Peterson,
Present.
Gilpin, Cifuentes,
Here.
West,
Here.
Perkins,
Here.
Thorne,
Here.
Kane,
Here.
Snow,
Here.
Schramm,
Here.
Wells.
I know you've all had a chance to read the minutes of the previous meeting. I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes if you agree. Alan?
I move that we accept the minutes as in our packet for the October 14th council meeting.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the October 14th regular council meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Next we'll move on to presentations and proclamations. Where is Chief? All right, Chief Hawkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. So as the council knows, here just a short time ago, the council approved us to do away with the MPO program and to shift that into the corporals, which helps us out much with the supervision of each shift. And so what I have tonight, or what we have with us tonight, are the 4 corporals. And in my career, there's never been corporals for the city of Carthage, so this is really kind of a unique event. So if I could have Corporals Snow, Hackett, Luce, and Ransom all come to the front, and also future Chief Diner, currently Assistant Chief, is going to help with this process as well. We're going to do a pinning ceremony in which I think everyone has selected someone to do the pinning. I hope that person's here. I did not check that part. If everyone would just come up here and face the audience, please. Have your person come up here. And then have your pinners come up here too. Oh, this is pretty cool. Go ahead.
With this, not only do they get rank, but rank also comes with some sacrifice they made. It's not an easy journey for these officers to get to the rank of corporal. They have to do some strenuous tests, I'm sure they can attest to. They also have to sacrifice the hours that they work. They might have been on a great shift that they love, but they wanted to, future their career even more, so they might sacrifice going to nights and things like that. So this is a huge accomplishment. We'll start with Corporal Kendra Tackett, and she'll have her person in the background. It's easier said than Ransom? He selected me for some reason. Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Hey, guys.
Congratulations, that's awesome, that's awesome.
Hard work.
Can you come back up here, please, sir? Thanks, sir, appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Sure. You guys want me in the back?
Can I ask the chief a question?
You may.
You said you had 4 corporals, you've never had 4 corporals, or you've never had corporals?
Since I've been employed with the city, we've never had a corporal. We've
Okay,
had
so-
NPOs, but never corporals.
Okay, so when they got promoted, what did they get promoted to instead of?
So most of them either were or getting ready to be what we call a master patrol officer, which was distinguished by, they were trainers, they had, field training, they were field training officers, so on and so forth. But what we lacked was a second in command per shift.
Okay.
And by making these folks corporals, it gave us that.
Yeah, thank you.
So every shift leader, every sergeant has someone that they can do all of the stuff they don't want to do.
That's a well put, Mayor, well put.
Well, congratulations to all 4 of you again. All right, now we'll move on to public comments. Anyone wishing to address the council, please approach the podium, state your name and your business or your residence, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please.
Good evening, I am Kim Bossinger, and I am the Executive Director of Carthage Area United Way. Thank you for asking me to come speak. With what's going on in the government and the federal shutdown, we are in what is being called a food security emergency. And we have had lots of meetings, lots of collaborative meetings over the last week on what that means to the people of Carthage and the people of the area. There's been lots of meetings with folks from the Crisis Center, Crosslines, the school, Fairview, Feeding Inc., all of those places that will help battle that food insecurity. The first thing I want to say is an emergency does not necessarily mean panic. Because we do have a little bit of notice, we have gotten things on track to be prepared if this does happen, and SNAP benefits are not given out for the month of November. So those resources are prepared. We prepare on 2 fronts. The first front is if you need help with food security, please seek out those organizations. We have Crosslines, Feeding Inc., Fairview Christian Church, and Bright Futures does backpacks. Those are all like food boxes that you can get. Some have income constraints, some do not. There's also meals, the Crisis Center, and I think Miss Eileen will be talking about that a little bit more, but we'll be feeding meals. The YMCA Youth Center will feed meals every evening through the week to children 18 and under. And then R9, of course, there's free and reduced lunch. So if someone didn't apply for that and needs that, then they just need to contact the school, to the school counselors and get those things. So there are lots of resources for that. The second part of that is if you are not in a time of food insecurity and have a abundance, we need to support our food pantries and our folks that are doing meals. You can do that by having a food drive where you work. You can do that by monetary donations. I talked with Tony at Crosslines today. Her buying power through like Ozark Food Harvest is better than if we went to Walmart or Aldi. So monetary donations are great. Your dollar will go farther. But you know, find some people, collect some cans, help out. You know, the way that this will be taken care of is because the people of Carthage and the people of the 4 states are so generous and so gracious when there is a need that it gets met. And being on the backside of things, it's lovely to see when people step up in Carthage, and we just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for supporting Carthage Area United Way. Thank you for supporting all of these nonprofits, because they do some hard but fabulous work that I am blessed to see on a daily basis. So the other thing I would say is, you know, a lot of times money gets spent on food, but then the electric bill comes due. So there are other help that's needed. If someone needs that help to find out where to get an electric bill paid, or you know, assistance with their rent or a ride, United Way supports a program called 211. You can dial it from any phone, just like you were dialing, heaven forbid, 911, or you can go to 211.org. It is a anonymous, zip code oriented database that gives you help. So if you call, you talk to a live person and you tell them that you need help with your electric bill in Carthage, Missouri, and they'll know who has money to do that, what their phone number is, how to get in touch with them. So that's a great resource. It's nationwide, but it is zip code oriented. So you'll give them Carthage zip code and they can tell you what's available here. So that's something that goes all the time, not just now, but that's a resource that a lot of people don't know. So anyway, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I would be more than happy to answer them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim. Jack?
Maybe off the wall, but I understand McCune Brooks Hospital has really excellent food and they sell it very cheaply.
They do. I had a salad there for $5 today, and I was stuffed.
And
So
so,
yes.
is that something that they have been contacted to contribute, or?
No, I think they were maybe in some discussion when the senior center lunches were getting shuttered, but I have not talked to them, because I know that it's inexpensive to eat there, but I don't know beyond that. And the food is good. That's the extent of my knowledge with
It's
that.
really good.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone else wishing to address the council?
My name is Eileen Sherlock. I'm the Executive Director of the Carthage Crisis Center. This is Nick Carter. He's one of the staff members there. We've been working very closely with the senior citizen centers and the food insecurity places around town and in Webb City. We've been supplying them with extra meat that we have that they can prepare the meals, but since the SNAP program may actually shut down the programs, we have now opened up the Carthage Crisis Center to offer meals at noon. Anybody who comes in the building will be able to sit inside and be able to have meals. As of November 1st, we'll be serving dinner to anybody who comes to the Crisis Center. So we do have canned goods and some other items that, as long as it doesn't come from Ozark Food Harvest, we can put something together as a care package. We also supply toiletries and other items like laundry soap, other things that they may have some insecurities if SNAP does shut down. So we have been working with United Way and other partners in the area to make sure that whatever, if they come to our building, they're gonna have unusual asks, that we can just partner with other people. We met with the job center in Joplin, found out that anybody who is homeless is eligible to also get scholarships up to $10,000 for going back to school or signing up for other programs. So if somebody's lost their job during this time, we can now point them to a caseworker that will actually work and help them with getting some information about scholarships and being able to get employment back. So we are working as close as we can with the community. We just thank everybody, in this community for supporting us. Any questions? No.
Thanks, Eileen. Anyone else wishing to address the council?
Hello, I'm Julie Reams, president of the Carthage Chamber, and I am just here. That seems very small compared to, but what I have to say, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for your continued support as council for the Maple Leaf Festival. While it rained and didn't end the way we wanted to, kind of like outside right now, I still feel it was very successful for 9 days, and it would not be possible without your continued support and without our city departments of the fire, police, the parks, the streets, and Carthage Water and Electric, and all of the city staff, everybody that helped to pull this together for 9 days. And I really appreciate every single one of you in this room. I hope you realize that. It takes a lot to have these ideas come to light, and it takes a village. And I'm grateful, all of our volunteers, my board, and I will say this was my 4th Maple Leaf Festival, and I am so appreciative. This was the best collaboration that I have had in the 4 years that I have been here, and I thank every single one of you. That from Parks, that was completely in the rain. We were soaked together, which was really a lot of fun. To allowing Josiah, thank you for letting me put trash bags on poles. I mean, that helped pick up the trash so much. And the police, I mean, your crew helped so much. There was a lot of coordination. Jason, we started texting at probably 3 a.m. or something like that, taking our cues from the weather service. And while, again, we didn't get all, the businesses didn't get all of the traffic that they wanted or hoped for, we did get the parade in, and then as soon as those raindrops started, it was like everybody was gone. But it's okay, because the 60th anniversary has already begun, and that planning, which will be October 10th through the 17th of 2026, and we are looking forward to a very successful 9-day festival that will really play homage to those founding fathers that started this festival. And we look forward to, again, another wonderful partnership with all of you. And it is a joy to do this for the community and all of our visitors that come here every year. So I really do thank all of you for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Jana Conklin, and I'm the manager over at Boots Court Motel, and I'm honored to give our quarterly report on behalf of the Boots Court Foundation. First, I want to say how much we appreciate your partnership with the Visitor Center. The last 4 months have been incredibly busy, and we've been constantly greeting guests as they arrive in Carthage. Our goal remains the same: to promote Carthage and encourage visitors to spend more time exploring our town. We love bragging about all that Carthage has to offer, all the local restaurants, businesses, the square, the courthouse. In fact, just this week, the owner of Carthage Family Restaurant and Iggy's and Ascana Pizza surprised my staff with dinner one evening, just to thank us for just how many guests have come their way. Hatcher's Coffee has done that as well. One night they surprised one of my staff with dinner just to thank us. These gestures mean so much to our staff, and it truly highlights how important these relationships are between the Visitor Center and Carthage. And to just give you a snapshot of our recent activity, in the month of October alone, we welcomed visitors from 37 different states and 25 different countries. We continue to receive the just really great reviews online, not only about just people staying at Boots, but also just how lovely the town of Carthage is. and how nice everyone is to the visitors. And I wanted to share something too that we got in the mail, because I think this was just so sweet from one of our guests. They sent a handwritten card and a picture of themselves. And it just says, "Thank you for the t-shirts that you sent. We are so enjoying them. Of all the stops we've made on Route 66 road trip, Carthage was at the top of the list. Your town has such beautiful homes and building, especially the courthouse. We will always remember our stay at the Boots Court. And we also had a delicious breakfast at Pancake Hut and saw the bandbox in action. Thank you again for making our trip so special." And then I also just wanted to leave you with a few reviews posted on Google, just talking about some about our hardworking staff, some about the motel, and some of Carthage. One said, "Wonderful and helpful staff, so friendly and knowledgeable of the town." Another one wrote, "The rooms are spotless and a real step back in time. When you walk in the room, you're greeted with the lamp turned down low and the radio playing." Another one said, "The most authentic restored motor lodge and favorite stay on Route 66. And then another one said, "We love all the local history Carthage has to offer, and it's so nice being so close to so many great things, walking distance to the restaurants and to the square and even the food trucks." So thank you again for your continued partnership.
Thank you, Jana. Anyone else wishing to address the council?
I have to. I really came here not to talk. Sally Stewart, Vision Carthage, and about 1,000 other things tonight. And I'm gonna keep it to 1 minute. I'm not gonna keep it to a minute 46. First off, I'm just also filled with so much gratitude for everyone in this room. Today, we were given, Vision Carthage was given a notice by Abernathy that they had finished the house that Restoration Carthage was part of on Central. What a fabulous job they did, and so many other groups in partnering with Restoration Carthage. Some of the people in this room volunteered. Many of you also made it happen. We were able to do 9 houses this year, and that Central is such a key building. So to have it finished is amazing. Brandon Scott has started well into the landscaping on the sculpture at the roundabout near Casey's. We have been held up quite a while due to circumstances outside of Carthage's control, but it's going to be a beauty, and I'm so thrilled how far along that has come. Again, with our support from you all and the citizens, we had more volunteers than ever, and our Carthage hanging baskets were completed today, a whole day ahead of schedule. And someone in front of me is very talented. She did a lovely job. So thank you, Miranda, for doing that. I'm so grateful just to be part of this town. In the 4 years I've been here, how much angst we had for a while, and to hear all these wonderful things tonight, and how with the government, the different organizations have come together. I know I made a call, and to know that our citizens will be taken care of just because of other concerned Carthaginians is very warming. I don't think many other towns or cities can say that right now. And then that ties in with Vision Carthage. We have a lot of things coming up, which you'll hear in this meeting and the next, just to bring joy to this town. Hopefully free family events through the month of December, because we know it's a trying time. We wanted to provide it anyway, but we put an extra push. And the different committees, making sure that we have things throughout the city, in the parks on Monday nights, and around the square on Thursdays. I think you'll enjoy them. I hope you will. Last but not least, as just a citizen, last Thursday, I was in Kansas City celebrating my brother's birthday, to which that day, we had some excitement at UMB, and my brother went on in front of this group how outstanding the police department was to respond so quickly and stopped a problem that had been throughout the Southwest, from Monette to Joplin. Carthage resolved it. Your men were exemplary, and I'm sorry they left because I wanted them to hear that. Thank you all.
Thank you.
How fast was I? I was supposed to.
Anyone else wishing to address the council? All right, seeing none, we will move on to reports of standing committees. Budget, Ways and Means, Chairperson Snow. Alan?
Budget Ways and Means Committee is currently between meetings, and we do not have a date for the November meeting at this point.
Okay. Committee on Insurance, Audit, and Claims. Derek?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Committee on Insurance, Audit, and Claims met this evening. Really two items of business. We approved the October 14th and 28th claims, which you'll see here shortly for approval by the full council. We also approved the job description for the Police Administrative Coordinator position, which was, and Mr. Miller can correct anything I have mistaken here, but that was already a position, but due to our audit and our taxi program, we needed to change that job description, just one portion, to make that individual the overseer of the taxi program as well. So it was really more of a technical change than anything of substance. And at this time, I would move that the full council approve the Police Administrative Coordinator position.
All right, I have a motion to approve the Police Administrator adjustment.
Police Administrative Coordinator.
All right. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a motion, a second, to approve the new duty description. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's
And
approved.
our next meeting will actually be on November 13th, which is a Thursday, 5:30, council chambers. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety, Alan?
Yeah, Public Safety Committee met October 20th here in council chambers. We had a few items on the agenda. The first item that we heard from Mr. Sponigal from the high school about the Christmas parade this year. And the Christmas parade will be on December 1st. And at this time, I would like to make a motion to close the intersection of Chestnut and Main, 1 block east to Grant Street and 1 block west to Lion Street, south on Main Street to 11th Street, 1 block east and west to Grant Street to Lion Street. This includes the intersection of 9th and 10th Street. Also requesting closure of the Carthage Square, both the inside and outside, and vacate the square from 4:30 to 8 p.m. for the Christmas parade.
I have a motion, a second, to support the Christmas parade on December 1st by closing the roads and the square as indicated by Alan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's approved.
Thank you. Next item we had on the agenda was the update to the sergeant job description, which we had forwarded on to the Committee on Insurance, Audit, and Claims. Then we discussed acceptance of the Blue Shield Department of Public Safety Program Grant. That is tonight as Resolution 2102. We also heard Deputy Chief Maples talk to us about the compliance engine, which is on the agenda tonight in Council Bill 2568. I will give a little bit more detail, a little more information about those two items when we get to them on the agenda. We also discussed road closures for the Veterans Day Parade on November 11th. The parade will be at 5 p.m., but at this time, I would like to make a motion to close Main Street, close the square at 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th Streets between Grant and Main for the Veterans Day Parade from 4:30 p.m. until the end of the parade.
Second that.
All right, I have a motion, a second, to close the squares and the roads adjacent to the square as indicated by Alan on November 11th to support the Veterans Parade. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes.
We did hear some staff reports. I don't recall any big things in the staff reports. And our next meeting, our November meeting, we will be moving from the third Monday to the fourth Monday. So our next meeting will be on November 24th at 5:30 here in council chambers.
Thank you. Public Service Committee. Janet?
The Public Service Committee met on October 21st. We discussed the road names changed in Municipal Park around the fairgrounds, and it will be on Council Bill 2569 tonight. This change was brought forth by the Jasper County Youth Fair Board to name the streets around the fairgrounds so exhibitors and possibly first responders can have actual street names to reference. The following internal streets located within the boundaries of Municipal Park would be named as follows. Second left turn on Richard Webster Drive would be called Fairway Drive. First left turn off Richard Webster Drive would be called Livestock Drive. South of Chitwood Barn runs east to west, connecting Fairway Drive and Livestock Drive would be Exhibitor Lane. And then the Pavilion number 8 and north of 4-H concession stand Clover Lane, and we'll be voting on that later. We discussed the Route 66 emblem at Kellogg Lake. Jackie Bouye had brought forth a proposal to get permission to place the stencil of Route 66 on Kellogg, in Kellogg Park on a section that's owned by the park of Route 66. And she's examining if we can get bigger stencils. We have the paint. She has permission to do that. She's going to send us more information on the size and placement later. We approved the Boots Visitors Center operating hours. Of the off-season hours will be November 1st to March 31st. And they'll be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I believe I need a motion for that, don't I? No, because it's not. So I don't need a motion for that, but they have shorter hours during the winter months. Vision Carthage came to us with quite a few programs for their Merry Mondays, and they all seem so exciting. First of all, during the Christmas parade and the lighting of the Mayor's Christmas tree will be the lighting of downtown, which Vision Carthage pays for this. They've accepted a bid for that, and the entire downtown should come on at the same time the tree, right, Sally? Okay. So the second Monday would be the candy cane hunt on December the 8th at 6:30 p.m. in Central Park with hot cocos, Santa, and the candy cane hut. And I am making a motion to accept or to permit them to use Central Park during that time for the candy cane hunt.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to allow Vision Carthage and the activities to be done in Central Park, and I assume, Richard, you've got no problems with that at all? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes.
Oh, we've already ran through Richard for all the approval of all this. The third one would be on December the 16th, and it sounds wonderful. It will be at Kellogg Lake. It'll be a woodland winter theme, hayride, hot dogs, s'mores, and hot chocolate, nature crafts, Santa, games by the playground, and possibly a nativity scene, and some decorations, but they have promised to be very respectful of the nature of Kellogg Lake. And I make a motion that we accept that Vision Carthage use Kellogg Lake on December the 16th from, did we have a time on that?
I think we moved it 5 to 7, I think.
From 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve Vision Carthage utilization of Kellogg Lake from 1,700 to 1,900 hours. Any discussion?
When is that?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Good to go.
And the fourth one, the fourth Monday in December, they didn't need any approval for, but it sounds really fun. It's an ugly sweater roller skating party, and it will be held at the roller skating rink at Municipal Park. So, then we had discussed the RFP for a golf irrigation pump, and it will be under new business in Council Bill 2570, and this is ordinance authorizes the mayor to enter into an agreement with Newco for the purchase and installation of a new pump station at Carthage Municipal Golf Course in the amount of $189,062.73. Next, we discussed the RFP for golf chemicals this next year. There were 3 quotes submitted, and we accepted the bid from Advanced Turf Solutions for $53,046.73. And on that one, I'd like to make a motion to accept this, this quote from Advanced Turf Solutions.
Second.
I have a motion, a second, to accept the bid from Advanced Turf Solutions for the chemicals for the golf course for next year. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Then we had discussed another RFP for ash tree removal. The bid we accepted was from Hodges Tree Trimming from Fair Grove, Missouri for $13,800 for the removal of 13 ash trees. And this is a part of a grant that is 100% grant funding to remove ash trees because of an impending disease of this variety. And I'd make a motion to accept the bid from Hodges Tree Trimming for $13,800.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the bid for the ash tree removal. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
All right.
There's, the next is an RFP discussion that we had for tree purchase and planting. This is to replace those trees with a 2-to-1 replanting according to the grant. And we had one bid for $12,245 from Outer Oaks LLC of Neosho, Missouri. And I make a motion that we accept this this quote, this bid for $12,245 from Outer Oaks LLC.
Second.
Before we go down that, the motion that was made a moment ago is passed. It was, there was
Removal.
one no vote on that.
Yes.
The second motion now is to accept the bid for the replacement with new trees, the 2-for-1, if I'm correct. Is that right,
Yes.
Jana?
Mhm.
2-for-1. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
And this we had quite a bit of discussion on because this is part of a grant, and it is sad to see the trees go, even though now they look like they're not diseased and they're healthy. But we had accepted the grant, and it's just the second phase of getting this grant to pay for 100% of the trees.
Okay. Jack, would you like to make a comment? Or
No, during the committee meeting, I made a lot of comments, so I think it's, you know, I'm on
Okay.
record for that. So it's, I mean, I can't go all over it again. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of the grant, paying for the trees, is that correct?
Yes.
But not to cut them down.
No, it pays for everything.
Okay, well, my contention is when you don't cut them down until they're almost dead. I mean, they're all healthy now. There's one tree on the golf course that is stressed and needs to be removed. But other than that, the rest of them are just nice and leafy and healthy, and they look beautiful. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's part of an eradication of the ash tree throughout Missouri. because
The
of the disease.
infestation. Okay, well, thank you. Motion's passed.
And Melissa Little will hold her Tourism Advisory Committee in the morning, which I attend the Tourism Advisory, and we're discussing designs on the billboard to go up. Richard had quite a few things in staff reports, but he may want to discuss them tonight when he speaks. Our next public service meeting will be held November 18th at 5:30 in council chambers.
Thank you. Public Works Committee, Derek.
Public Works is currently between meeting. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, November 4th, here, 5:30, council chambers.
Okay, thank you. All right, now we'll entertain reports from special committees and board liaisons. Jack?
Okay, the CWP board met last Thursday, the 23rd, and as usual, very interesting meetings. And I actually got a cheat sheet today so I can read this. Disbursements were approved in the amount of $6,888,550.71. Those were approved. Financial statements for the month of September were also approved. And I think a good point, overall, both the month of September and fiscal year to date finished with a positive net change in position. I think that's good for everyone. All the financial statements can be found in the CWEP board packet. Transformer for the sub 4 was approved. Sub 4 will be the new substation that will be placed in the industrial park. Because of the lead times, and I think it's 130 weeks, something like that, 130 weeks, which is a long time. But anyhow, the transformer bid was awarded to Niagara Power Transformer LLC in the amount of $1,507,392.00. After the review of the bid submittals, CWEP engineers determined that Niagara met all specifications and requirements of the bid and offered the lowest project cost. 2 new trucks were purchased. Both of these are replacement vehicles for older vehicles in the fleet. One bid was awarded to Nashville Automotive LLC for a half-ton Chevrolet in the amount of $55,235,000 with a 60-day lead time. The other bid was awarded to En Route Enterprises of Ozark for a 3/4 ton Ford in the amount of $65,920 with a 10-day lead time. And I think this is going to be discussed, but anyhow, the board approved a resolution to recommend and request the city council approve entering into a lighting maintenance agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. So let me offer this. I was not aware that the city does not own all the lights. Major intersections are still owned and controlled by MDOT. Therefore, if a light goes out on one of their lights, it's likely not going to be replaced very quickly. Whereas the city will be very diligent in replacing these lights. So these, it took 2 years for this agreement to come to fruition. The agreement would cover the 2 roundabouts on Garrison, Fairlawn, intersections of Route 571 and Airport Drive, which is 12 lights, and Route 571 and Elk Street, which is 13 lights. And what this does with the agreement allows CWEP to replace the existing lights with decorative lights and assume maintenance of the lights. This way, when a light is hit by a vehicle or a bulb needs replaced, CWEP can quickly take care of the problem. Poor MDOT, they just get hammered, so they don't seem to. The comment was that the CWEP frequently is the first call people in town to make when there are issues with street lights. So the city needs to understand, if the city owns the lights, they get replaced, or the bulbs, or whatever. And if MDOT does, it could be quite a while. He said they currently have a similar agreement in place for the section of Fur Road from the stoplight on Grand down to the stoplight on Hazel. You've seen all those beautiful new decorative lights there in front of Lowe's. And most importantly, the lighting sparkle in the park will be lit Monday, November 24th.
What time will that be, Jack?
I assume after dark, I don't know.
I thought it was usually at 6.
Could we check? Are you sure it's November 24th or
Yes, it
December
is.
24th?
November 24th.
Yeah, okay. I thought you said December.
I may have.
It's at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Anything else, Jack?
No, that's it.
All right, any other board liaison or special committee reports?
I do.
Beth?
I've been appointed as the liaison with the Boots Foundation, and I was able to attend my first meeting last week, and it was very informative, and a couple of highlights, I think, are that they're working very diligently to keep the retail part is very strong component of development of their resources for the organization as well as for the guests. And I think the enthusiasm from the board related to the guests and all the activities that can really be taken on as we go on within that small part of the city, which is really a hub for what visitors will see and come to know more about our whole community. So it's very encouraging to see and experience that commitment from the board's leadership. And the other thing is that they are working on the plans and preliminary plans and drawings for their green space, which is going to add another feature to that property, which can be also, as I understand it, used by the community as well as it's developed, and just be another gathering spot. I've come to know from some people that have visited that are having class reunions here, there's very few places where people can actually go that are open to have a place to visit at times. And so just having that additional space is going to be a very welcoming thing, not only for the guests, but also others in our community. And their board is now meeting monthly, and they will be meeting on the second Thursday of the month, so that I will not conflict with our Public Services Committee. So I'm very excited about being a part of the work that the Foundation Board is doing and the staff.
Thank you. Anything else? Beth, anything else?
No, I'm sorry.
Any other reports on special board or commissions?
I
Oh, Jan?
This is for Vision Carthage. Sally already went over most of the things, but I have a few things to add. Their board meeting was October 15th. The sculpture at Fairlawn Roundabout is being landscaped, and we'll have a dedication in November. It looks beautiful. Hometown Holidays, Deck the Planters will be coming out, and we'll hear more about that. They're having a competition with businesses that can sponsor a basket around the community. And I attended the Vision Carthage sponsorship breakfast last Thursday at the Coyle Center. Kate and Sally prepared different bundles of projects that sponsors can use to customize their donations. And they had a list of things of what they had accomplished, which it actually sounds an amazing accomplishment for two women that work part-time. Vision Carthage provided 1,000 hours of donated volunteer time. More than 50 homes have been improved through our annual Restoration Carthage Workday. They've established a downtown guide, downtown mural, maple leaf sculpture at the roundabout, Memorial Hall welcome stone, and ghost murals such as Municipal Park. Vision Carthage has received 5 national awards from American Bloom, an independent organization which promotes, recognizes, and celebrates community enhancement programs across the United States. Sally and Kate are extremely busy. They have lots and lots of ideas and lots of volunteers, and we are very, very blessed in this community to have such hardworking women and volunteers to beautify our community. Thank you, Sally. I'm also the liaison for the Harry S. Truman Foundation, or Truman Advisory Council, and I attended their meeting on Monday, October 20th at the Joplin Public Library. I was nominated and voted chairperson of that committee because I just can't be a participant. I have to be the leader, so I don't know. During the meeting, we discussed the MDOT unfunded needs priority list. The project had a new interchange and ramp improvements for interstate designation from I-49 to I-44 in Joplin. It would reroute the section of Missouri 171 and Missouri 249, making a new interchange from the I-49 and Missouri 171 existing intersection. The project at I-59 and FF and the project at Chapel Road and HH were dropped below the estimated $130 million I-49 project. It was put ahead of that. So I had Jeff Meredith come and speak to what that would mean for Carthage, and I spoke on the safety of having those projects, which were smaller in funding than the interchange of the highway, to be placed ahead of the highway. And in our ranking list, we were able to go ahead and vote and put those projects of I-59 and FF, and if everybody knows where that is, it's at the Pump and Pantry down on 59, where there's lots of accidents coming off 32nd Street there. Lots of injuries caused, and Chapel Road in HH, which is there because of all the increased traffic, and it's in a school zone. So those are placed again on number 1 and number 2. And I will go to a meeting on November 19th in Springfield where they rank the projects overall, and I will absolutely vote and push for our projects, our 2 projects locally, to be placed ahead of the interchange project. And I'll be attending the MoDOT Southwest District Legislative Forum this Thursday in Joplin, and it's an opportunity to speak with staff and learn about upcoming projects and initiatives.
Okay, thank you. Derek.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be fairly brief here, but the Planning, Zoning, and Historic Preservation Commission met, excuse me, on October 6th for a normal meeting, and then has been implementing every 2 weeks a work session, all related to the downtown historic guidelines that were provided by the Walker Collaborative, a project a couple months ago. And on the 6th, there was a request for a certificate of appropriateness, which was an exterior sign at a residential property. And I only mention that because on the 13th, that work session all surrounded these guidelines. And I just wanted to make this point because I think it's important for not only the council, but more so the public, is that these historic guidelines, essentially they came in and said, hey, to make your downtown absolutely the best and all these homes in the most historic nature, here's what you should follow and implement in your city. Well, interestingly enough, our code section 1756 under historic homes basically says you can do all of the stuff that the Walker guidelines say you cannot do. So at the work session, and I point out that sign because if those design guidelines were in place, that person's sign would not have fallen within them. Now, we haven't adopted, there hasn't been anything adopted, so they're fine. They got in at the right time, if you will. But I just make that note at the work session, while unfortunately I was unable to attend, and I'll report back. The struggle right now is how many of these do we eliminate? Do we eliminate them all and adopt all of the guidelines provided, etc.? So there's kind of it's going to have an impact on the public one way or the other. So I hope people are listening, because it'd be helpful to attend those sessions if you don't like something in those guidelines. But I think those guidelines are phenomenal. They're really well thought out and thorough, but it does counteract basically one of our code sections on historic preservation that allows you to basically do whatever you want. And they're saying, hey, you got to reel this back and keep it historic in nature. So if you live in a contributing home in a historical district of town, I would encourage those people to attend one of these meetings. The next meeting will be Monday, November 3rd, this coming Monday, and I'll report back to us with more developments there. Thank you.
Any other board liaison or special committee reports? Okay, we'll move on now. My report for this evening. First of all, I was, since our last meeting, I had an opportunity to get a great visit and tour of Ott's Foods, which of course have been around Carthage longer than probably anyone in this room. Very fascinating operation, and I encourage you, if you get a chance, if you enjoy Ott's products on a regular basis, you might want to wander out there and see what they've got going on. I was also able to meet with local members of the Alpha Delta Kappa sorority, which is an international organization which is focused on women educators and recognizing excellence and pursuing high standards within education. And they came here to City Hall and were able to give them a proclamation for their, essentially a recognition of their birthday. That was very interesting. CEDC had another board meeting. They're continuing to work a lot of different things for the city, trying to look at our future, not the least of which is looking at the industrial park and what we may very well be able to make happen out there. For those of you that don't know, the city underwent a week or so ago its annual audit when the KPM auditors came down for Springfield and crawled into every nook and cranny, if you will, within the city. And although we won't get a formal report for several months, actually, I did get an outbrief from the head auditor who was very pleased and complimentary of everything that she saw going on within the city. So I anticipate a glowing report when that is finally released to us. We did have an initial meeting with the Code and Ordinance Enforcement Working Group. Ron, who unfortunately is not feeling well, is not here tonight, but he's going to chair that for us. And that is being put together to respond to citizen comments and complaints, if you will, in some cases, with regard to what ordinances do we have that are being enforced and what are not being enforced. So we've put together a working group to try to figure out exactly what is not being complied with and what is being complied with. And it runs the gamut from participation police department, the fire department, Public Works Department. We've got the municipal staff from our municipal judge and his staff involved so that we can figure out what it is that your predecessors, in many cases, voted to put into effect as ordinances of the city that for whatever reason maybe are not being enforced or not being enforced properly. So we will work on that as we move forward, and I'm sure there'll be citizen participation in that going forward at when the appropriate time as well. Jack's already reported on the CWEP board meeting. That was, again, another good one. I was also able to attend the McCune Brooks Hospital Trust Board meeting. Joe Ryder is the new president with essentially a brand new board, and he's doing a great job down there, and obviously they are very interested in taking care of our citizens' money and make sure that's used appropriately going forward, and they're making positive steps to make sure that's all straight. I did attend the working session for planning, zoning, and historic preservation that Derek mentioned, and I just want to clean one thing up. What they are discussing is the design guidelines that would apply within the historic districts of the city, of which there are 3. So if you are in a historic district, you own a home in there, whether it's a contributing home or non-contributing home, these working sessions essentially are where that committee is working through the individual sections of what are revised recommended guidelines from the Walker Group that this committee is going through first before they come to council to ask you to consider and adopt the revised guidelines. So I would encourage you, if you have interest in historic preservation within the city, within the districts, if you own a home, I would invite you to come to those sessions, those working sessions, when they are announced. They're held here in this room, and you'll get a good understanding of what the committee is working on. Because there's a lot of different things that would apply, as Derek mentioned a couple of examples. Unfortunately, you'll notice that Kate Gilpin is not here this evening. She has rendered her letter of resignation. She's dealing with some health challenges right now and can no longer continue as a council person. So we reluctantly have accepted that letter, and we will post the vacancy for that Ward 1 position on the city website and start looking for someone to step in to contribute. And we certainly thank Kate for everything she has done for the city, not only in this time, but our previous time as a Carthaginian. So, and we wish her well, and I commend each one of you. Send her a note, and I'm sure she'd be very appreciative. The agenda this evening, you'll notice that it does include a closed session to discuss a potential real estate transaction. That closed session does not need to occur now. The real estate transaction rather, is not at the point where it's ready to be discussed. It may go somewhere in the future, but tonight it's not there, so we'll give some of your time back to you. Finally, the next regular scheduled meeting for the council, of course, is on November 11th, which is Veterans Day. We got a few things going on. Therefore, I know you've all been canvassed by Miranda and/or Tracy with potentially moving that council session to a more, a date that makes more sense. And with that, I would entertain a motion to move that regularly scheduled council meeting to occur on November the 13th at 1800 hours, 6 o'clock, Jana, in the evening, here in council chambers. If someone was pleased to make that motion.
Go ahead.
So moved.
Okay.
I have a motion.
I got you.
Do I have a second?
Second. Wait, did you make it?
Why is this? You gotta,
I made the second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to move the next regularly scheduled council meeting to November 11th in council chambers at 1800 hours. Any discussion?
I think you wanted November 13th.
Yes.
Excuse me, that's correct, November 13th. We're moving it from November 11th. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, that completes my report. We will now move on to reports of the council members. And Derek, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I still have to do math in my head when you do the 1,700 hours and stuff, so that's probably, I should get better at that. But no, the only thing I had of substance, I kind of already touched on it, and you did very well, is that, like the mayor said, the Planning, Zoning, and Historic Preservation Commission, those current guidelines, I would just encourage anyone from the public to attend those, particularly if you're in one of those 3 historic districts. Simply put, lack of a better phrase, you can't really complain after the fact if you don't like something. So I'd just encourage everyone to air any concerns they have prior rather than later. Thank you.
Gennaro?
I don't have anything, Mayor, tonight.
Thank you. Ray?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Jack?
Silence. I have not heard anything.
Thank you. David?
Nothing right now, thank you.
All right. Beth?
Just a few things. I think I attended most of the events except the afternoon events, which didn't occur on the Maple Leaf, and I was just really impressed with the volunteer. It was almost like a cavalry that really worked to put that together, and lots of excitement from community members. And Joe and Jerry Ellis were just thrilled to be the Grand Marshals. It was quite an honor and well-deserved. And I also, Friday afternoon with the bratwurst, the vibe, several people mentioned it to me, like at Hatcher's, and then I was talking to Julie, just the whole vibe of having people downtown and really engaged during a weekday like that was just something that I think we really want to strive for, to get that kind of interaction going. It was lovely to talk to people on the street that were all very happy and positive about being part of the festival and the community. Jana, Ron Wells, and I attended the Missouri Municipal League regional meeting in Aurora. They have a beautiful new community center, which is pretty envious, to be honest, but and well attended by other communities in the region. And I learned a lot about just kind of the whole organization and connections in the region, but also about, there was a presentation, I think we'll be hearing from the person from Springfield that runs the I think it's Restore Springfield initiative, and that person's going to be coming to speak to with the economic development group here, I believe it's that, and Jana can correct me on that if I'm wrong. And then also, I'm a part of the Citizens Academy for the Police Department, and I'm certainly learning a lot. And I can tell you that I don't think I'm going to change my profession at this point in my life, but it's really eye-opening to get to really talk with the team and also to understand what's going on. And I think it's a great way to strengthen relationships with all of us if we participate in efforts like that. So thank you. I really like it. And other than that, I think just knowing that we've got lots of energy and lots of good things happening compared to where we were in the past is quite refreshing. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alan?
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to just echo your comments. My thoughts and prayers are with Kate, and ask everyone also to give their thoughts and prayers. I think she's going through a difficult time right now, and we're all thinking about her. I asked Miss Councilwoman Schramm at our Public Safety Committee meeting, and now I'll ask Councilwoman Kang, did you volunteer for the police academy to be tased? Ms. Schramm declined to be tased, but there is an opportunity.
I may miss that meeting. I don't know. I may.
That's all tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you. Janet?
Let's see. The past week, I attended the Fall MML meeting in Aurora, and it was Bill Owen who spoke. He's the state representative from District 131 in Springfield, and he had spoken on community initiative efforts and housing solutions for communities, and he will be on the November 12th housing meeting with CEDC. He's very informative, lots of ideas, and it was just a great meeting to listen to all the ideas they put into place in Springfield to bring dollars back to their community. And I attended the CWC board meeting last Thursday and the McCune Brooks Trust meeting. I attended the McCune Brooks Trust meeting with Richard Bonine, so he could be introduced to the board. So the first time that he met them wouldn't be to ask for a lot of money. So we've already broke that ice. Next time will be for money. No. Beth and I had completed the second week of the 8-week course of the Carthage Police Academy taught by Lieutenant Eric Miller. The first week was an introduction and history to the mission of the police department, along with the organizational structure and introduction to staff. We toured the police department, had a police car show and tell. Yesterday, the class was on patrol operation and was led by Sergeant Hayden Swinehart and Corporal, who we met tonight, Ethan Snow. And we learned how officers respond to calls for service, traffic enforcement, and accident investigations. And we practiced car stop scenarios where I did arrest Mr. Sergeant Swinehart for multiple offenses while he was driving. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you for doing that. I look forward to the other classes. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. All right, we'll now move on to the reports of the officer of the city. Bill?
Yes, I would also like to comment on the Citizens Police Academy, the 2 classes that we've had so far. All the instructors are just thrilled that it's going well and good participation and involvement and interaction. And my offer still stands.
No.
All right. You know, we're looking forward to the Blue Shield grant moving forward. You know, we did have, I think everyone probably knows that we had a pretty tragic accident in Carthage just the other day. The fire department as well as paramedics. And I would like to just mention that the citizen, help from the citizens that we received was truly amazing. And I'll have a discussion potentially with you and or Tracy and see if we can't maybe do some special recognition for the folks and citizens that helped us all out during that tragic event. And I think that's it for tonight.
Thank you. Jason?
Yeah. Last meeting was right before our pancake feed. It was successful again this year. It wasn't as busy as it has been in the past. We used to serve, when I started working there, around 800 to 1,000 people, and this year I think we had about 450, but we covered our expenses and we had a good time doing it. It's a good bonding time for the guys to work together on a project like that. But thank you to the community for their support of us through that. Halloween, a reminder for everybody, Halloween is this Friday. School's out that day, so they're doing the Halloween parties at the schools on Thursday, and they're getting out at 1. So there'll be a lot of, I don't know if the kids are planning on hitting everybody 2 nights, or just one, but drivers be aware, there'll be a lot of children out this next couple of days trick or treating, especially if you live on Grand. They fill that place up. And that's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Are the parts of Maine and Grand gonna be closed again?
They won't be, they're not
No barrier
necessarily,
this year?
they're soft barriers. The police will be monitoring traffic, and if there's a lot of people bleeding out into the street, then they will shut down between Grand and Centennial, or between Macon and Centennial on Grand. Probably not on Main. It doesn't get, they get a lot of foot traffic, but it's usually confined to the sidewalks. They do cross the street, you know, and the police are positioned around the area to kind of control the flow of traffic and make everyone slow down.
Yeah, there's a lot of cross traffic. I live at 1170, and so, you know, people park on the street on both sides, so you got one lane through there, and those kids, last year, some idiot wanted to decide he's gonna go really fast down the street, and just was, you know, but 2 years ago, I think we closed, or you closed part of.
They may have.
Maine.
Part of Maine.
I think Maine from Macon south, but the year before it was from 11th.
I think we have to do that.
Macon or something like that.
So Jack, a few years ago, the Public Safety Committee, we did officially close those streets, and some of the residents in those areas thought that it was unfair that the council closed those streets and not other streets in the community for trick-or-treating. But Chief Hawkins, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the police have the ability at any time, if there's a situation they feel is dangerous, that they can close those streets. And I think, Chief, you have officers positioned at each end, and if they feel like they need to close those streets, they will close them.
You're exactly right. That is strictly a discretionary thing. That is not, I think, as everyone here knows, but just to say it again for those that are listening, that is not necessarily a city-sponsored event. The city does not authorize necessarily those streets being closed. It is a very high-traffic area. The police presence is just for safety, and when the crowd gets big enough and the safety concerns rise, the officers do shut down the streets at that time.
We have almost 2,000 kids.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So high traffic, and they start like at daylight in the morning, you know, like trick or treat. What do you mean? It's not even dark.
Janet, you had something you wanted to say as well?
Yes, everybody is welcome to go to anywhere in town. You don't always have to go to Grand. Please go other places.
I think the consensus was years ago, Jackie, if we close the roads, then the city needs to supply some of the candy to the homeowners.
Yeah.
One year we ran out of candy, so my wife has this whole bag of quarters, so she starts handing out quarters, and we have a line of kids as far as you can see. You know, I don't want a quarter.
Jack, I'll be by late. You'll be by late that night when you get up to the dollar bills.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, Josiah.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot tonight. I do want to say we did get one position filled. We offered a job, had 2 openings that were available. We'll continue to do interviews here in the next couple weeks until we get that last remaining spot filled. Maple Leaf, I felt like everything went as smooth as ever. It all went really well. Working with Sally and seeing that light tunnel not just be the light tunnel and seeing it something else, I know the guys are more than happy to help, so glad to see something going on there.
I cannot do a 12-foot ladder. I do the 10, but not the 12. They've been out twice hanging out. We'll just add some leaves.
If she keeps feeding them donuts after they help her every time, that's all they're going to want to do. So anyway, but no, we do have four of our projects that are ongoing in town, soon to be 5. I'll notify everybody. We'll get something out on social media to let everybody know when that's upcoming. All the projects are moving along as expected. With some delays on Airport Drive, as we've already discussed in in earlier meetings and stuff. We'll be bringing up again here in our next Public Works meeting. But as far as that goes, that's all I have to report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Richard?
Well, most of my scheduled meetings are complete now, so I'm dealing with drop-bys, which is great. I've met with youth football, traveling team baseball, Aquinas, Vision Carthage several times. Community Garden, I want to give a shout out to Lowe's. They came in with their employees and cleaned up the garden. It was looking a little shaky when I first moved to town, and I went out there yesterday and had a meeting with Shanty, and it looks great now. So shout out to the Lowe's staff if you guys are listening in. We've got a couple of openings as well. Tomorrow will be the first day for our new golf course supervisor, Corey Curbs. I'm excited to welcome him aboard. We still have to accept some more applications for our assistant golf course supervisor and our golf maintenance supervisor. And so that's going to be a brand new slate of employees out there from top to bottom. We've still got a good core group. One of the guys was here earlier, sitting in on the city council meeting just to see what's going on, and he's going to help me out if I need questions. So it's a good staff I've got going there, and hopefully we can even improve upon it. It's going to be some big shoes to fill with what we've lost, but we're looking forward to the task. I just want to say one more thing. Memorial Hall had a great event last Friday, and I'm really proud of my team that helped put it together. Angie and Scott especially, I want to give them shout outs if they're listening. They worked long hours, and everybody had a good time. It's almost a sellout, and so we're going to bring hopefully a lot more boxing events back to the city of Carthage. So I encourage everybody to go out and support the promoters when they do come to town, because they put on a really good show. And that's all I have right now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, for those of you, obviously Tracy's seat is empty. She's been in a city administrator's training session all week long, and in fact, I think over the weekend as well down in Tampa. So she'll be back in next week. And John Gold is also on a legal convention conversation, if you will, up in Kansas City. So he'll be back next time. So with that said, we will move on to report of claims presented against the city.
The Committee on Claims filed a report in the amount of $3,517,440.82.
I move that we approve the claims as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the report of claims against the committee. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Report is accepted. Now move on to old business.
Beth, Gennaro, and David, can you please join the meeting? May have to go back.
Up here. Okay. Oh, there it is, sorry.
You can always use your thumbs.
Only for you, Jack.
I don't know what I need to do. Oh, I was. Sorry.
We'll just take it down.
Yeah, and then push.
I don't know what happened. Yep. I
There
thought I
we
did all
go.
that.
All right.
All right, the second reading of Council Bill 2565, an ordinance of the City of Carthage, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Carthage, Missouri and Southwest Missouri Engineering LLC for engineering and technical services for the downtown sidewalk improvements project in the City of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Cast your votes. Council bill adopted. Next council bill.
The second reading of Council Bill 2566, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Lakeland Office Systems for a 5-year lease for printers throughout city departments in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Cast your vote. Council bill adopted. Next council bill.
The second reading of Council Bill 2567, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Lakeland Office Systems for printer service and maintenance in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Cast your vote. Council bill's adopted. Moving on to new business.
The first reading of Council Bill 2568, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Brycer LP to provide the Carthage Fire Department with the compliance engine for a term of 3 years in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion? Alan?
So, Chief Martin, I'll ask you to correct me if I get anything wrong. This Brycer compliance engine is a software that the fire service companies use when they go out and do fire inspection, just a Leggett and Platt fire inspection. They test the risers, they test their sprinkler system. They enter all their information into this Brycer system, and it generates a report then that goes to the fire department, so that the fire department then has a record of what that inspection found, if they're in compliance, out of compliance, the thing that needs to be fixed. And then the fire department can follow up on those things to make sure that the business is staying in compliance of the fire code. There is no cost to the city. There's a cost of $20 that the fire inspection company is charging the end customer, the user or the person who they're doing the inspection to, in order to file this report. So there's no cost to the city. The city gets the report, but there's really nothing that the city does or has to do extra. Only we get a better data, better reports of those inspections.
Yeah,
Chief?
I might add that currently when we do inspections, they're not always required to give us all of their information. We can request it, but, and the fact that they're already paying for the service. Joplin, Reddings Mill, Carl Junction, Webb City all use Brycer, but so the companies that do the inspections, say Marmick or ABC or whoever comes and does your sprinkler system, suppression, extinguishers, they already bill them. The businesses in Carthage are already billed for that fee because it's built into their fee structure. And without council approval, we just don't have access to that information. This way it tracks all the information. It's all our information. And if in 3 years we don't like the service or there's something better, we retain all that information.
Thank you, Chief. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay.
If a company is not in compliance, do they have a time limit on when they have to be compliant, or is there a fine structure?
There's not a fine structure, but that's when our fire marshal, Deputy Chief Maples can enforce compliance, or then there's a series of enforcement mechanisms, including shuttering a building, which we've had to do. Most recently, a couple of years ago out here, they had, one of the hotels had not been inspected, had a lot of issues, and we shuttered them until they got it all fixed with the assistance from Public Works.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Next council bill?
The first reading of Council Bill 2569, an ordinance of the City of Carthage naming the streets within Municipal Park around the rodeo arena.
Any discussion?
This is what I spoke of earlier, naming the streets. It's really a public safety and information issue, and it probably should have been done years ago, so I'm glad that they brought this up. We had the follow procedure on having a hearing on this, and we decided these were the names for the road to go forward. So.
Thank you. Alan, you had something?
Yeah, I just want to thank Public Works for working on this, Josiah. Like Councilwoman Schramm said, we've had dealt with these streets not having names for several years because when they have the fair, they close gates across those streets to keep the livestock in. And if a first responder needed to respond, they would respond to the fairgrounds and not knowing, where they are. So I think this is something, I'm glad that we finally got this done, and the Fair Board, I know, is very happy that we got this done. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Next council bill.
The first reading of Council Bill 2570, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with NewCo for the purchase and installation of a new pump station at the Carthage Municipal Golf Course in the amount of $189,062.77 in the city of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion?
I heard that this company, if they get a deposit, it's a really fast installation. They did the one over at Briarbrook. They bring a crane in, gently lift the top off of the old structure, put the new pump in, complete installation. So we're in a good season now that we don't essentially need the water, but it needs to be in there before the next growing season.
Okay, Alan?
Yeah, I just wanted to also add that, last summer we had some issues with that pump, and the guys working at the golf course spent a lot of hours, I hate to use the term babysitting, but they spent a lot of nights making sure that those pumps pumped. And so I'm glad that we're finally getting this new pump in to where we'll be able to rely on getting that irrigation out.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
30 year, isn't it?
I
30 year.
You what?
I said I have something.
Okay.
We have put out an RFP for financing for the pump. We're looking to do it over as a lease.
Purchase?
Yes, a lease purchase over 5 years. So those RFPs are out right now. I think it'll be mid-November before we have them all. I think they should be back in time for the Public Services Committee in November, but then it'd probably be December's budget meeting.
But functionally, I think this is a 30-year pump. That's what we've been told. So we're not gonna have to replace it every 5 years or whatever. It's
And just to make sure that that quote does hold until we have the financing in place, or do we already accept it? I wouldn't want that to.
I didn't see any clause in there that the price would go up.
No, I spoke with Jamie Chambers and regarding this matter, and he said, as long as we act in a timely manner, we'll be fine. So there's no concerns there.
Okay, thank you.
Especially since they're getting on the ball with it, so we'll be okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Discussion? Okay. Next council bill.
The first reading of Council Bill 2571, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement between the City of Carthage and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for the installation and maintenance of ornamental lighting at the intersections of Route 571 and Airport Drive and Route 571 and Elk Street in the City of Carthage, Missouri.
Any discussion?
I think the poles, Darren, they want breakaway poles? Yes. MDOT wants breakaway poles for the city.
They have to be breakaways.
They have to be breakaway poles, so when somebody smacks it, it doesn't, well, it creates damage, but the pole just gets sheared off.
Any other discussion? Okay, thank you. Moving on now. Got no mayor's appointments tonight. Again, we will be putting on the website the vacancy in Ward 1, and we'll work hard to get that filled as soon as we possibly can. All right, now moving on to resolutions.
Resolution 2102, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept the Missouri Department of Public Safety Blue Shield grant for the Carthage Police Department.
Any discussion? Alan?
Yes, I move that we adopt Resolution 2102.
Second.
I have a motion, a second, to adopt Resolution 2102. Any other discussion? Alan?
Yeah, so 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, we got notice that our department had qualified for this Blue Shield program. And this is the first of what we hope to be several grants that we get because we are a Blue Shield department. This grant is going to help the police department purchase dash cams for street patrol cars. And those dash cams can be very crucial when they're in pursuit and something flies out the window or a traffic stop and an incident occurs during that traffic stop. And so this is the state granting us this funding, and we're very happy that the department is going to be able to benefit from that. That's all, Your Honor.
Any other discussion?
What, will there be bids put out for the dash cams, or they're just
We've already,
that's already been done, okay.
yeah. And just to clarify, they're not the traditional dash cam like everyone thinks, because those are just crazy expensive, even far more than what this grant was. The cameras that will be going on the dash of the cars will be the same style that the officers wear on the person. It takes a special adapter to mount it on the dash. And they're not gonna go back and forth. There'll still be one here, but there'll also be one there.
Okay.
Might also add that the camera mounted on the dash will be activated. If they activate their lights, it will be automatically activated, where the process before was with the body cam, they had to activate that camera before they got out of the vehicle. But if they light somebody up, that camera will immediately start recording.
Any other discussion? All right, cast your votes. Resolution is adopted. All right, we'll now move on to closing comments. The only thing I would have tonight is to let everyone know, in case you don't, that we do have a new grandparent in our midst, and that would be Councilperson Snow. My understanding, he decided to go that way as opposed to accept the Tays offer. But quite honestly, there's probably not much difference between the two, so. That's all I have, so I will start again, Derek, with you.
Yeah, well, first, congratulations, Alan. The only other thing I was going to add, a little more somber, but as my fellow Ward 1 colleague, Kate and I discussed a lot together, and my heart just hurts for her, and I wish her the best. But yeah, she was great. Always enjoyed talking with her and working together, and it stinks that that's the situation, but yeah, wish her the best. Thank you, Your Honor.
Gennaro?
Not tonight.
Ray?
Congratulations, Alan. Is this your first?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, it's great. I got 5, but anyway, you'll enjoy that, I'm sure, tremendously. Also, the last thing that I would like to say is that, Richard, I was hoping that you would bring up in your section about the dog park that we discussed at the committee. I, on my own, just randomly screened 9 individuals out there, and every single one of them unanimously all said they would be more than glad to use that if the fee is eliminated. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Jack?
I don't know if anyone's ever commented too much on Chief Martin. I really, what word do I use? I enjoy your invocations. I think they're very thoughtful, covers a lot of things that all of us need to be aware of, and I want to thank you for that.
David?
Congratulations, Alan. We also welcomed a great-grandchild, just a grandchild, about a month ago, so little Jack. Somebody mentioned Memorial Hall earlier. I'm proud of our city for maintaining our Memorial Hall. You look at Joplin and they've let theirs fall into disrepair, and before long it'll be a parking lot. But I'm happy that the city over the years has taken care of ours and that it's still used here in our city.
With that in mind, I would, this is of course public out there, but Veterans Day ceremony on the 11th of November at 11 o'clock in the morning will be held in Memorial Hall again this year.
That's all.
Thank you. Beth?
Yes, well, congratulations. It's fun. And I got my husband a shirt that says, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my granddaughter. So you should order one of those. So anyway, and prayers are with Kate Gilpin. She's been a member of the community in a lot of ways for a very long time, and is taking this step in stride. So prayers.
Alan?
Thank you, Mayor, for the shout out to my new grandson. He weighed 9 pounds, was 21 inches long, so he was a pretty big boy. My wife and I want to apologize now. My wife and I are going out there next week, and so I will be missing our November 13th council meeting. I'm going to be missing our November 10th budget meeting, which I'm not sure if we'll have or not. And I thank the Public Safety Committee for changing that date, so I'll be gone for those. I just want to say our Carthage Tigers are once again rolling. I don't know if anybody had a chance to see that game last week against Neosho, but I mean, they didn't just roll over them, they drove a bus over Neosho. Last game's this Friday. Willard, is that correct?
We are done. We are #1 COC champs.
Oh, we are the champs. Okay.
#1 seed going into districts.
Okay, district game is.
First round bye.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm a little behind on my schedule.
Other life events have been in the way, I reckon.
Yeah. So, but anyway, good luck to them. Good luck to. I believe the volleyball team is wrapping up or just wrapped up their season. The soccer team, I believe they had a pretty good season. At last I heard, I believe there was a 3-way tie for the conference championship in soccer, and Carthage was one of those 3. So we've had some great sports this fall. Looking forward to winter sports. I was watching the news the other night, and Councilwoman Schramm is such a trendsetter that the city of Joplin now is having Mahjong at their public library once a month. So I just wanted to congratulate her for starting that trend in Southwest Missouri. That's all I have.
Thank you. Jana?
Mahjong every Wednesday at Memorial Hall from 1 to 3 o'clock. It is free, and we have 3 women that are experts at it that will teach people. If you're too intimidated, it's a perfect place to come and learn Mahjong and be part of the trend. Also, I am very surprised tonight that Jack didn't jump for joy that the Lime scooters are gone out of the town. I gave him till the end, and he didn't say anything. I wanted to thank Councilwoman Kang for being instrumental in getting the Episcopal Church to step up for the senior center and facilitating that, being a conduit for that, and for United Way. Thank you so much. Do you want it, did you say about the Episcopal?
Actually, Grace Church will be supporting the senior center through the Area Agency on Aging till December 1st. So they want to make sure that the food is available and the Meals on Wheels throughout that time.
Thank you. Halloween, last Halloween, I looked up our count, it was 2,140 trick-or-treaters. It's a non-sponsored event. If you have any extra candy, drop it at my porch. And, which we love Halloween on Grand Street. And also I wanted to tell Kate, I'm sure she's probably listening, that we wish her comfort in these times. And instead of sadness, I want to tell her that she's had a life well done. Good job, and thank you for stepping up and being on council when we needed her. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, that concludes tonight's business. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Alan?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion, a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.